2, we will be speaking on how to use LinkedIn correctly when on the job hunt. But our focus is where we're going to unpack these two red things, these two red topics over here. Because first, section 1 was setting up your employee ready profile. Very important. I'd watch that almost 4 or 5 times, right? And then the second section is here. We're going to go how to use your LinkedIn search tools to get ahead of the pack, and how to engage and build a personal brand that attracts recruiters. Why, right? Why do we want to engage? Why do we want to send messages to our recruiters? Why? Like, they should come to me, or like, why, right? And why LinkedIn? So the real truth is you want to be sending out messages and engaging because you just want to attract interest. Why do we go on Instagram, and why do we go on these platforms? We want to, create attention around ourselves, right? Same for you when you want to get your next job. How do you create an economy of attention around you so that people just say, ooh, tell me more, Ooh, like who's this person around the block? Like, I want to know, I want to be part of their universe. That's why, right? And how you can do that very strategically is firstly finding those individuals and knowing where they are on LinkedIn. And you can do that for free. Remember what we spoke about in part 1, Ginny? Where we spoke about your buyer persona, like your employer. Who is your let's only talk about 3. Which 3 employers would you want? And why you say 3? Like, you have James, who's in the certain industry. You have Tuli, who's in another industry. And then you have Vuzi, who's in another industry. They're all different because they're in different industries, but you can service their business. You can probably be part of their team, right? And on LinkedIn, you can actually search for them. What country they're in, what industry they're in, and also you can go as far as what type of job title they have. And the goal there is to find these individuals, and it'll pop up with 500 of your potentially new employers, right? And you can even put the word recruiter, if they have recruiter on their profile, right? And you find 500 of them. And then you save that URL into a Google Sheet so that you can be ready to hit them up, right?
Amazing.
All right. So what's the rule when hitting them up? When we go out to the club, or when we go out to a coffee shop, we need to be aware that you're very good looking. Cool, nice, good for you. But you're not the best Brad Pitt. You need to make sure that you can offer a drink, or you can offer that coffee first, so that your Brad Pitt looks, or your Jennifer Lopez, looks 10x your success. The same with hitting up the recruiter. Your profile is amazing. It's set up correctly, right? But you can't go ahead and be like to the recruiter, hi, I'm in the job market for XYZ. It would be great because I can see that on your website. There's opportunity. LinkedIn's a great place. Let's connect. No. They're going to be like, well, you haven't done anything for me. You're going to be exactly the same as everybody else hitting me up because I'm so good looking. Because the recruiter also probably thinks, I'm valuable. Everybody's valuable, right? So what do you need to do? You need to, 1, focus on your audience. 2, possibly share a piece of relevant content or information in the industry. Customize as far as possible their company name and their name. Spell it correctly. Please spell it correctly. This is super important. Buy them a drink first, top of the funnel. What that really means is offer a compliment, offer, respect for who they are as an individual. What that really looks like is something I'll show you now in our next section, but it really means that, hi, XYZ, I'm sure you get a lot of these messages, but I've seen you're the right person to talk to because you've been at startup school for 6 years. Amazing. You must know what you're doing. my name is XYZ. I've seen that project management tools are scaling businesses like yours. I'd love to chat to see if I'm a good fit for your company. Done, right? Very intentional, a piece of relevant content around, project management tools. You've bought them a drink at the top of the funnel, and you've customized, you've put their company into the situation. Right? Very, very important. So what I want to show you here is the mindset that you need to have as selling yourself as a product. And basically it's social selling. Like when you're looking for a job, you have to have a sales hat on, right? It's socially selling yourself, right? Many people are like, Janine, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Are you in sales?
No, I'm not, but I am into selling myself online. It's important.
Exactly.
I'm not the best at it, but everybody that's looking for a job or looking for contacts or clients, they're in sales. First and foremost, they're in sales. Second, they're an employee.
Exactly. So what happens now is we are selling ourselves, right? We're making sure that we are ready to go ahead and be that next person who's going to add value to the company, right? Let me show you a quick video on social selling.
If a salesperson does not learn to adapt to the changing environment that their company faces or the world faces when it comes to a digital economy, if they can't adapt to how to leverage these social tools, eventually they're going to be out of work. The buyer's journey from the point of inception to, hey, I want to talk to a salesperson, is all over the place. What has remained consistent is what content are those buyers reading and being exposed to. If you think about how individuals have bought cars for the last decade, you used to walk onto a lot and be shown 100 different cars before you made a decision. Now, I'm surprised when anybody doesn't walk into a lot with a printout and say, this is the specific car I want. The same is true in B2B sales. So once a company says and identifies, here's a problem we need to fix, and they go on a hunting expedition. And what they're able to do is get all that information front-loaded. And that's how they decide what vendor they're going to be talking to next. I've always defined social selling as how is it as a salesperson am I delivering content or value through my social channels to become of value to a wider audience, and then funneling that audience into some type of buying cycle within my organization. My idea or my methodology is that you have to have at least 3 touch points with this buyer. You have to engage with their updates. You have to listen. You have to really be interested in the things that they're sharing before you ever ask for anything from them. Because if you just come across as a typical salesperson, you're going to be treated that way. If you come across as somebody who's genuinely interested in the business or the individual that you're trying to do business with, the chances of them opening a door for you and spending 10, 15 minutes on the phone with you is going to make a lot more sense. The data continues to show year over year that social selling, that social media being used by a salesperson is increasing deal sizes, it's shortening sales cycles, and you're connecting with buyers in a very humanistic way. What you're sharing is going to have a higher engagement, it's going to be shared more often, it's going to be liked, it's going to be commented on, and that is going to have a network effect spreading to an even better audience that you should be connecting with. And salespeople who adopt that mentality of visibility creates opportunity are going to reap all the rewards.
Visibility creates opportunity. So this is exactly the same mindset we need to have when selling ourselves, right? Visibility creates opportunity. Now, how we do that is there's a number of ways. I'll talk about it in a little bit later. But here's a bit of messaging that you can use when wanting to reach out to recruiters. You can download these templates on my website, or just reach out to me at Jason. Janine, you can share my email and I can definitely help.
I'll share all the details.
Yeah, and I can definitely help you set up some templates. But really, it's about making it personal. Hey, Janine, I love connecting with Cape Town-based digital marketing agencies. Business growth in our city is all too exciting. Listen, I'm passionate about supporting entrepreneurs in their efforts on growing their startups. It'd be great to connect and chat. I have a few ideas I would like to run by you. Best, Jason. All right? You're positioning yourself as a value, as a product. Not, they need, listen, Janine, any employer needs you more than you need them. That's the mindset, right? You are super, super, super valuable, right? They need you. Here's another one. Hey, Janine, I'm all about empowering and giving back to other business owners and entrepreneurs, especially in the finance wealth space. Let's connect. I'm keen on starting a conversation on what you need for your growth team and your business growth strategies, right? Open to connecting. Cheers, Jason. Another one here. This one's a bit more, I would test one or two different ones. This one's a bit, not cheeky, but funny, right? Janine, hey, I fully understand you might get a lot of these connections, messages. What can I say? You are famous. LinkedIn is great for connecting with like-minded people. Open to connecting. Cheers, Jason. All right. And when you're finishing up with your messaging, please do not forget a CTA. Do you know what? Do you understand what a CTA is, Janine?
Call to action, the most important parts. Most important parts. Yes.
Yeah.
Of any offer.
Exactly. And you see exactly, you said an offer because you know that you're the value, you are the prize, right? Are you ready to buy the prize? Click here. All right. So exactly the same with your messaging. Are you ready to connect with me? Click here. A trick, or I would say a tactic that's been analyzed is asking for people's time, especially now, is a no-no, right? We have become busier because we don't do what's as normal, right? So you need to appreciate that, first of all, recruiters are always busy, but they're more busier because their work-life balance has been really shifted up. They wake up to the laptop. They wake up to the laptop. So asking for their time is a big no-no, right? Because they never want to give you a time. They also don't know you. But asking for their interest in a subject matter is actually being proven to get more conversion, right? So what that looks like is, hi, Janine, I know that you are an amazing individual that helps so many young and bright South African professionals. But listen, I know that you might not have time, but would you be interested in understanding how I can get you a lot more professionals without even having to spend $1 on ads?
I would say, sign me up. Where do I sign?
Yeah. So you need to definitely have a stronger call to action, but use the word interest rather than do you have time, right? And, when, let's say you're in your second job, right, or your third job, and you've connected with a recruiter, and they connected with you, and you've maybe had a few conversations, and you've asked for their time in terms of, are they interested in talking about something? And they're not getting back to you, right? And maybe you followed up one time because they were like, hey, Jason, please let me know, I want more information. You give them more information and they don't reply. Listen, you are the prize, and they told you, give you more information. So basically, you're in a relationship now, right? Janine, me and you, we're in a relationship because you told me, you said, hey, send me more information. Now you're not getting back to me. I'm going to break up with you. I'm done, right? It's not you, it's me, right? No, it's you. We're done. So really, if you are the prize, this message right here, I call it the breakup message, has a 90% reply rate. And what that looks like is, hi, Janine, I haven't heard from you, and thus assuming the timing is not right. Since we are connected, you know where to find me if things change. P.S. Feel free to browse through my LinkedIn page. Leave the LinkedIn. Warm regards, Jason.
That is so brilliant.
All right.
Absolutely. Front of mind also.
Yeah, exactly. Intentional, right?
Very intentional.
Yeah. So really try and save something like this in your pocket, right? In one of your arsenals of messaging, because don't give up when they don't reply. It's a tough game. It is a tough game, but get creative on how to follow up with your next employer. And just to finish off, I'm going to show you some quick do's and don'ts. Do plan and set goals. So plan that this next 2 weeks, this next 2 months, I'm going to focus on this type of employer, and set yourself goals. I'm going to reach out to 5 every day, right? You come to the next day, you didn't reach out to 1. Who's the bad person? You didn't reach your own goals, right? The second is don't just go with the flow. It can get stressful, right? You can lose a lot of motivation. Don't just go with the flow and, I'm going to go into Indeed and like just click and send my CV. You've got to really, build up your reputation and build up your arsenal by not just going with the flow. And this one's also very important. Do engage, right? So even though you might be sending out these messages and to these recruiters, you might connect with some of them, but now you're going to be seeing their content, right? Actually leave some comments, like their comments, so that they also see that you're part of the community, the LinkedIn community, right? It's very easy to see someone who sets up their LinkedIn and is only looking for a job and then leaves, right? Next thing is don't forget where you are. You are not on Twitter. You're not on Instagram. You're on a business platform. Speak business, right? It's very, very important. It can be tempting to put up a photo, chilling with my coffee at, Melrose Arch in Joburg, and then put it up on LinkedIn. No, that's not what we do, right? Yeah. And then also listen. LinkedIn is a great place to listen to the industry on everything that's happening, everything that's changing. It's a great place to be top of mind. I get a lot of my information from LinkedIn. Like automatically when wow, I found out that LinkedIn has a pronunciation where on your platform, you can actually say your name so that people can know how to say your name, right?
Oh, wow.
Yes. But what I also found out, Facebook has it, right? Yeah, so you can go and play, and so that people can know how to pronounce your name. But what I found out is that they give you 10 seconds. Now, if you think about it, you've got 10 seconds to sell yourself.
That is a very good challenge to put out.
Exactly. And
selling yourself in 10 seconds. Yeah. We did a 30-second elevator pitch, but getting that down to 10 will take some work.
Yeah. So that's a good challenge. Go, 10 seconds. And then the last thing is, don't just jump to conclusions, right? It's very easy to have the best recruiter accept your invite, and then you just jump to conclusion and be like, thank you so much for connecting. I saw that you had a job post here. Here's my CV. Ooh. Now you've got to build that relationship and make sure that they see you as the prize, right? And final thing, if we've forgotten everything, right, is give value and position yourself as a problem solver.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much.